Welcome to our guide on property zoning in South Africa. You know, that thing that seems boring until you accidentally buy a house next to a sewage plant? Yeah, we're here to make sure that doesn't happen. Today, we're breaking down the different zoning types because honestly, trying to understand South African property laws is like trying to find logic in a politician's speech. It's a jungle out there. But don't worry, we're your safari guides, here to make sense of it all. We'll be talking about everything from residential zones, where you can build your dream home or at least park your caravan, to industrial zones, where the magic of manufacturing happens and hopefully not too close to your dream home. And trust me, after this, you'll be throwing around terms like special use zoning and mixed use development like a seasoned property mogul. So buckle up, grab your snacks, and let's navigate the maze of South African property zoning together. Because knowing this stuff, it's not just about avoiding bad neighbors, it's about understanding how cities work, how communities grow, and how you can be a part of shaping the future of South Africa. All right, let's start with the basics. Residential zoning. This is where most of us end up, dreaming of white picket fences, perfectly manicured lawns, or maybe that's just me. Residential zones are all about where you can build houses, apartments, townhouses, you know, the places people actually live. Now, don't think it's all simple. Oh no, South Africa likes to keep things interesting. We've got different densities within residential zones. So you might have areas for single-family homes where you can have your braai in peace. Then you've got areas zoned for townhouses where you can borrow sugar from your neighbor and maybe hear their dog bark at 3 a.m. And then there are the high-rise developments, those concrete giants reaching for the sky. These are usually in busy areas, close to the action. So, whether you're looking for a quiet suburban life or the hustle and bustle of city living, there's a residential zone for you. Just make sure you check that zoning certificate before you start packing those boxes. Now, let's talk business. Commercial zoning is where the shops are, the restaurants, the offices. Basically, anywhere you spend money instead of earning it, unless you're the one running the show, in which case you go entrepreneur. These zones are all about keeping the economy going, from your local corner store to those massive shopping malls that make you question your spending habits. And don't forget the office blocks, where dreams are made and deadlines are stressed about. Now, commercial zoning can get pretty specific. You've got zones for your everyday businesses, like hair salons and mechanics. And then you've got zones for your big hitters, like central business districts. These CBDs, as the cool kids call them, are like the heart of the city, pumping money and ambition into the veins of the economy. Okay, let's get down to business, the kind that involves factories, warehouses, and maybe even the occasional welding spark. Welcome to industrial zoning. This is where things get made, where raw materials transform into finished products, and where those annoying buzzing sounds you hear at night might actually be coming from. Now, industrial zones aren't exactly known for their scenic beauty. They're more about function than fashion. We're talking warehouses stacked high with goods, factories churning out products, and trucks rumbling through the streets at all hours. But hey, someone's got to do it, right? These zones are crucial for economic growth, providing jobs and keeping the wheels of industry turning. Time to escape the concrete jungle and head to the countryside. Agricultural zoning is all about protecting our farmlands, those vast expanses of green where our food comes from, and where those catchy country songs are set. This zoning category covers everything, from traditional crop farming to livestock rearing, and even some fancy pants organic farms. It's about ensuring we have enough space to grow the food we need without turning the entire country into one giant shopping mall. Now, you might think, what's so complicated about farming? You just plant stuff and hope for the best, right? Well, in South Africa, even farming has its own set of rules. We've got regulations for water usage, pesticide control, and even the type of livestock you can raise. It's all about striking a balance between supporting our farmers and protecting our environment. All right, now things are about to get interesting and hopefully not too confusing. Mixed-use zoning is like the trendy new kid on the block, combining different zoning types into one harmonious, or at least that's the idea, urban space. Think of it as the why choose when you can have both of the zoning world. You might have apartments above shops, offices next to parks, or even a light industrial space with a trendy coffee shop on the ground floor. It's all about creating vibrant, walkable neighborhoods where you can live, work and play without having to travel for hours in traffic. Of course, like any good relationship, mixed-use zoning requires careful planning and a bit of compromise. You don't want your trendy new apartment above a nightclub unless that's your thing. And you definitely don't want a factory spewing fumes next to a children's playground. Okay, let's take a break from all this development talk and head to the great outdoors. Open space and recreational zoning is all about preserving those precious green spaces that make our cities bearable. We're talking parks, nature reserves, sports fields, and even that little patch of grass with a single bench where you go to escape your housemates. These zones are crucial for our physical and mental well-being, providing space for recreation, relaxation, and reconnecting with nature, or at least pretending to, while scrolling through Instagram. Now, don't underestimate the importance of these zones. They're not just for picnics and dog walks. They help reduce pollution, regulate temperatures, and provide habitats for wildlife. Plus, they're a great place to people watch, which, let's be honest, is its own form of entertainment. And finally, we arrive at the miscellaneous drawer of the zoning world: special purpose zoning. This category is reserved for those land uses that don't quite fit anywhere else, like a herd of sheep trying to blend in with a group of penguins. We're talking schools, hospitals, places of worship, cemeteries, even airports, basically anything that requires special consideration due to its unique nature or potential impact on surrounding areas. Now, special purpose zoning can be a bit of a head-scratcher because it's so diverse. The rules and regulations vary depending on the specific use, and it's usually subject to more scrutiny and public input. After all, you don't want a landfill popping up next to a school unless it's for a very specific environmental science lesson. So there you have it, a crash course in the wild world of South African property zoning. We've covered everything from residential havens to industrial powerhouses, from sprawling farmlands to those essential open spaces that keep us sane. Understanding these zoning types and the relevant laws is crucial for anyone involved in property development or investments in South Africa. Whether you're buying a house, starting a business, or just curious about how your city is planned, knowing your zoning is essential. But remember, this is just a taste. Like a good bunny chow, there's always more to explore. For more detailed information, always consult local municipal planning offices or legal professionals. Thanks for watching.